Imagine a world where you snap your fingers and become a pro at anything. No more self-doubt, no more hours of procrastination, and definitely no more fear of embarrassment. Being a beginner is like standing in the start line, brimming with doubts and belted by countless questions. For many, the journey seems so daunting, and some regrettably never start. I've been there, and today we're going into the genuine challenges of being a beginner and uncovering the root solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name's Ali, and in this video we're going over what it takes to be a beginner and why we have so many distorted views about beginners. It's scary, you feel out of place and you think of quitting a million times. Sadly, most people do. I am and have been a beginner at a lot of things, and trust me when I say it's no walk in the park. I was afraid I might be judged, I was afraid I might look stupid, and of course, filled with self-doubt. I find it very frustrating that a lot of people are not okay being terrible at something they've just started. They somehow wish to be the best. Bro, what can I speak to you, bro? They somehow think they can start running before they can even sit up straight. Society is filled with distorted views about beginners, without knowing that every professional was once a beginner and every beginner could one day become a professional. So, here's to the ones embarking on new beginnings and a society that embraces them. You're welcome. I remember the first time I went to the gym. It was scary. I felt out of place. I felt like everybody was looking at me, thinking how dumb I looked or how incorrectly I'm doing the exercises, which I very professionally was doing everything incorrectly. So here I was amongst people who I thought was critically analyzing me, making a list of why Ali is a terrible human being. I had no clue what I was doing and I felt like the biggest failure. But here's the thing, it had nothing to do with the gym. I felt exactly the same when I was working on my first sale, the first day of school, and even the first time learning how to ride a bike. I was a beginner. I also know people who never made it to the gym or published their first video because they knew how it felt. Doing something new is pressurizing, judgmental, humiliating, and self-deprecating, but sadly, that's just how the world works. Toughen up, buttercup. You know, after seeing people in the gym who have perfect workout routines and know exactly what they're doing, it's hard not to think why you don't. Even though you know it's your first day and you've just spent 2 hours in the gym, there's still that voice in the back of your head that says, yo, why am I not that guy? Remember, you are a beginner. Why do you care about being perfect or even having a clue what you're doing when you're starting something from scratch? We all have this internalized framework that goes, being a beginner is bad. Here's the interesting part. People who conceive a thought also envision its realization. Hear me out here. If you're somebody who thinks that you should be the best, absolute best, at something you are just beginning, you add to the problem of how society in general views a beginner. It becomes a never-ending cycle. You are the one who pressurizes you. You are the one who judges you. It is your negative thoughts that are holding you back. It sucks to say this, but it's reality. You are your biggest and worst enemy. And keep in mind one of the core principles of Stoicism. Your mind is the only thing you have control over. By focusing on positive thoughts and understanding that you're a beginner and everything doesn't have to be perfect, we can bring about meaningful change and progress towards your dreams. I'd like to share one of my favorite speeches by Steve Jobs. He delivered this to a bunch of graduating students in Stanford University.
The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods in my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer-animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world.
When starting something new, you're gifted the beginner's mindset. It is a crucial part in guiding you as a beginner. This framework of thinking will make sure that you achieve progress. Beginners often don't understand the position they're put in, which is one of extreme nobility and flexibility. With the correct beginner's mindset, you can achieve the things you dreamt of. And more importantly, it will free your mind. It will open doors of happiness and contentment. The beginner's mindset starts with curiosity. Beginners are supposed to be curious of new things. They should be excited to learn and discover the unknown. So, ask questions, seek to learn, and be open to discovering something you've never heard of. For a large portion of my life, I was stuck to the things I knew best, things I knew that I was good at, because, well, I was safe there, and who doesn't want to be safe? But that framework of thinking locks you away. You cannot reach your full potential. You'll be like the fish in the fish tank, thinking it is the ocean. So, to achieve maximum leverage of this mindset, make sure you achieve your endeavors like a child, amazed by the possibilities and the beauty of the process, which can lead to great creativity and innovation. Unlike experts and professionals who have their egos tied up to the knowledge and experience they have, beginners are not bothered of any of that. They are not concerned of looking good and being right. They are solely focused on growth and improvement. So the simplest way to go about this is to just do it. You wouldn't have a clue what 24-bit audio is, or what 10-bit color spaces are, or even what different angles in an incline dumbbell press would do to you. Bite the bullet and do it anyway. What other option do you have? I have learned through sheer experience that buying 15 books about the gym and watching hours of YouTube about how to talk in front of a camera and the best camera angles you could possibly pull off aren't really effective ways to learn. Now obviously don't be stupid and go tear rotator cuffs. Or let's say if you're a surgeon and you want to learn surgery, don't go try out surgery to learn surgery. Learn something about it, yeah, right? Don't be stupid. By all means, do your research, read your books, watch your YouTube. I have learned more about cameras, lights and audio in the past week trying to post this video, and I hope to get better being on camera as I do more. Even the gym. I have learned more about the gym actually going every day and talking to people who know what they're doing and doing random things. So getting the reps in is better than reading 15 books about the gym. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Winston Churchill. Failures are our building blocks, so we have to view them that way. That doesn't mean we have to be numb to failures. We have to be critically aware of how and when we fail to make the necessary changes. You have been studying for an exam and you did very poorly on it. Taking this failure, you have to re-evaluate your study techniques and time management skills to better optimize it for the next time. That is the best course of action, and that is the only course of action. Last year, I had very poor time management skills, and since I was working a lot on my agency and also factoring in some last minute travels, I was unable to give proper timings for my school projects, which ended up taking a last minute dip on all my grades since the year was going to end. And well, I quite didn't see that coming. And I had to go through 2 weeks of hell to catch up on my classes. And when I say hell, it was one hell of a hell. Trust me. But by taking this failure in the next semester, I ended up doing the best I've ever done, getting all A's and writing some of my best works. You do more of the things that worked and less of the things that didn't. Failures are the building blocks to anything. But remember, you can only fail if you try. You're not gonna get 1,000 subscribers after you hit publish in your first video. You're not gonna watch a 15-minute YouTube video about cameras and pull off a professional shot. And you're certainly not going to the gym for one day and become a Gymshark athlete, sadly. Great things take time, and greater things take even more time. Time is your ally, so please work with it. As time passes, you will get better. Every professional was once an amateur, and every amateur has the potential to be a professional one day. So persevere the hard and confusing times. For they once pass, a new hard and confusing time shall start for you to conquer. Austin Kleon in his book Keep Going, I definitely recommend reading this book. I don't want to know how a 30-year-old became rich and famous. I want to know how an 80-year-old spent her life in obscurity, kept making art, and lived a happy life. I want to know how Bill Cunningham jumped on his bicycle every day and rode it around New York City taking photos in his 80s. I want to know how Jonah Rivers was able to tell jokes until the very end. I want to know how in his 90s Pablo Casals still got up every morning and practiced his cello. So have the discipline to persevere, because discipline beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Being a beginner is so cool. It is the best journey if you do it correctly. Matter of fact, it's only possible if you do it correctly. Start the thing you always wanted to do. And if you're in the middle and you feel confused, remember, it's okay. You got this. Feeling confused and scared is a sign that your body gives you, asking you to learn more, be more alert, and expand your horizons. It is not a threat, it's a helping hand from God. It's kind of like a software he installed so the human race can prevail. For me, this entire YouTube thing is new. I'm starting YouTube back up after a long time, and my style have changed, so has the platform in general. Trust me, it wasn't easy doing any of this. I felt absolutely idiotic trying to set up this camera and write what I thought into a script, and obviously terrified what my friends might think. The imposter syndrome. Who am I to write this anyway? But that's not the point. Rome wasn't built in a day. Level up, understand, listen, and persevere. You start, you make mistakes, feel free to be terrible at something you're just beginning. Thank you so much for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Woohoo! First video, babies, let's go.